A few notes from an AI optimist who, however, also sees darker clouds. In my opinion, I cannot see other options than the wider use of artificial intelligence in the future. It has nowhere else to go. But to be up to date, however, anything is not pink. And here are some of my observations and lessons learned from the current situation. First, just don't be cheap. Don't pull out concepts that are already played out without bringing anything new and which are working on your marketing. Then it is necessary to embellish and inflate. And firstly, that doesn't work anymore. And secondly, it's quite not fair and a little cheap approach. I could also make a browser-based legal robot tomorrow, but why would I do it when it is ineffective and it will not bring anything new and substantial? I know what I need for my robot. Full digitalization, interconnection of all components involved in the process of creation and application of law. All outputs in a uniform form that can be directly processed by a computer. Complex solutions, consensus in society on this objective, and consistency and persistence on the goals. And that won't happen tomorrow. It will take time and it won't be easy. Another thing, it is necessary to look for new ways of artificial intelligence and to do it consistently, not superficially. So far, it has been the easiest way. It is necessary now to take it seriously and to invent even more difficult solutions. But then we must be prepared that it will cost effort, time, and resources, of course. This then implies the need for a society-wide consensus on a long-term goal. As we can see at the moment, it is not possible to act in such an uncoordinated and contradictory way. It is not possible to invest all the energy and resources in conflicts. In the present situation, it is hard to expect enthusiasm and dedication for the future when the world looks like this. What it reminds me of, seeing the world in pink, enthusiasm, plans for the future. What has been elevated to a decision-making criterion. It is so essential to life. This state of affairs also only replicates what has happened on the wider scale. And this is the saddest thing about it, that it represents something like a world without love. If we want enthusiasm, we have to create an environment where true enthusiasm arises. This is usually generated in the beginning by people who have a goal, by people interested in the topic. Making a profit generates some elation, but it is not the right enthusiasm. There are various cases of injustice, and this is also not conducive to a blooming environment. I don't really believe in privacy anymore. Maybe except if someone can provide a separate network or lives completely separated from civilization. Also, there are monopolies in the industry, which are leading even to more concentration. And about resources, data that used to belong to everybody has been used only for a few. This is all something to think about when we talk about a healthily enthusiastic environment. A healthy attitude is only discovered when it is no longer there, and it needs to be nurtured and protected.
You're my fairy tale, bring me back to life. I wished for you, but I know you're just a fantasy.
Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are here for the first time, my name is Helena, and I'm all about artificial intelligence in law, future changes in law, state administration and society in the digital age. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, or leaving a comment in the comment section.
Once upon a time, there was a girl who opened a small door in the corner of the basement. She was speechless with surprise. Behind it was a magnificent castle, a treasure. She had heard of the fabled heirloom long ago, but she thought it was just a fairy tale. How lucky she was. She remembered the cobwebs and rust on the door as she opened it. No one had opened it in so long. How had no one discovered it yet? When she looked back, she saw things she hadn't noticed before. In the basement wasn't just this one door, there were a huge number of them, and all of them beautiful, big, golden, silver, crystal, colorful, out of this world. She understood that no ordinary approach would lead to such a choice. Her door was small, shabby, completely in the corner. She came to realize that it could only be chosen with the heart. But what seemed like a blessing was also a curse. From the moment she opened it, it was as if she had screamed into the greatest silence. Some eyes were looking her. She noticed not only the cobwebs but also the dirty gray paint that almost masked it with the wall, intentionally painted. Someone was trying very hard to keep the treasure to themselves. She hadn't had a single day of peace since. She had experienced all sorts of adversity and weirdness. Later, she noticed that these strange things happened around a certain type of matters.
Strange vibration happen around things that belong to everyone. Nobody's object and everybody's objects are alike, but there is a big difference between them. Example: a person walks down the road and comes across an item. They can take it or leave it. They may not know if it belongs to anyone. Objects belonging to individuals are usually marked or secured. The peculiarity of everybody's and nobody's belongings is that they are not secured in this way. They are lying freely. But everyone's matter belongs to many people and raises issues of justice, fairness of use, and distribution of resources. People who see others with everyone else matters often think that all sorts of motives, life paths, external conditions may have led them to their possession. But is this really the case? Last time we also considered the cause of the current not well state of affairs. Certainly, the reasons are different and they work synergistically. I feel it necessary to highlight one aspect from a narrow micro perspective. It is a psychological view, a very differentiated analysis of the individual's decision making. So put here disclaimer. These are my opinions obtained from observations. It should also be perceived this way. I am not attempting to generalize, and I am not referring to any particular case. It does not concern any particular person. These are abstract, general, not expert, partial conclusions from my observation of the situation, from my point of view. So, by this, I find out that everything is based on character of person, and problems that appear to be social and indefinable with many variables are fundamentally rooted in defects of character. A whole map of parallel worlds come to mind. Another sad issue, all those missed opportunities, all that could have been and was depend only on decisions individuals made in the depths of their minds. The chosen path in the forest, from all possible parallel worlds, and somewhere so beautiful, and will never happen. The forest of possibilities, however, does not touch the choices that lead a person to take the things of everyone. Let's take a closer look. Let's reimagine our example of the apple on the road. What possibilities may arise? One doesn't know it is a thing of everyone. So, doesn't pick up an apple or picks up an apple. And what are possibilities? First, they don't care. And what does it mean? It means arrogance, irresponsibility. Or they'll never know. It means dumbness, in fact. Or after a while, naturally, they'll figure out it's everybody's belonging. So now they know. And when they pick up something, they know it belongs to everybody. What are options? Think they are the one fit for it, that it belongs to them. Think it's an opportunity to get something for themselves and don't care they take from others and even start to fence it for themselves. They would do it always and with everything. They know there is a controversial aspect to it, but they can't resist. They should know it's controversial, but they turn a blind eye to it. They have something to justify it. Or they need it, or are compelled by circumstances.
What a small hidden underlying reality with huge consequences.
It is an individual decision at the micro level. Just like the door example, the apple example. Internal decision making depend on the character. Huge consequences resulting from a small hidden flaw. It's an epic moment of decision when the person quietly inside decides to cross the line. Most of the time, it is a free and conscious decision to put one's own good above the good of others, regardless of the good of others, in full awareness of not considering others as equals and as worthy of respect, in silence, in a brief moment. In most cases, it can be covered up or flattered, but now it is revealed. In this epic moment, in the Christian understanding, the moment of choosing to sin in the sight of God breaks the main commandment. But from an outside perspective, it is silent. Nothing is seen. Reasons for not picking up can vary from being principled. Some people will never take what is not theirs, to disinterest. They may also leave it to others or don't feel most suitable. It would be interesting to establish a persona, a holy one, a saint. Do they pick? They could want to multiply it and give it to others, but we can only assume. The paradox, however, is that capable people doubt their abilities to do the best because they see the world from a detached perspective. They see how many other possibilities there are and how many other people there are in the world, and also they know about their flaws. While the one who picks it up doesn't even care if there is someone better. Or they are aware, and this is the reason, so they see it as a unique opportunity and take advantage of it. Those who don't pick don't feel it belongs to them. They think of others and prefer to leave it to them. This creates a situation where only certain types of people take the things for everyone. What to think about the person who feels as the best possible solution? Ask parents about their parenting abilities. You can hear. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. Interesting that no parent will tell you, I'm the best in the world and perfect in everything. After all, that's why parent guilt is so often exploited, because no one feels perfect about it. And yet, that is the most natural role. How can anyone feel perfect at managing such a complex problem and so many people? Some solution is the best, of course, in a given time for a given role, logically. But we are talking about the inner state of a person, about self-evaluation. That is, it was on the question of character and what essential role it plays. Actually, a lot of people are noticing it at the moment. A lot of matters are known. I'm not speaking about nothing new here. And a lot of people are playing games, having fun of the situation. And of course, there is also a practical theory of non-interference, something like self-cleaning of society. It is just that it hits the most vulnerable. The most vulnerable are left to their own, in one package with those who pick up the apple, and they are always the worst. The first ones cannot, by definition, defend themselves against them. You know the analogy. Left like a dog. Yes, you left them like a dog in the street. But how to solve it? How to ensure the management of common things? Perhaps the conditions that benefit those less responsible should not be present. How to solve it? It always hit the last ones the hardest. Those who are already not well off. Going to those most affected is a decision that can only be made with the heart. Nothing can be promised. It may never be appreciated. But maybe in those shabby doors where no one wants to go. The real treasure may be hidden.